I'm Marnie, and I've been obsessed with documentaries.
And I'm Chrissy. I haven't, but I'm giving it a go.
We watch so you don't have to. Or maybe you do, and just want a completely fact-free synopsis.
Expect spoilers and tangents.
Because we're not here to educate.
We trade accuracy for entertainment every time.
This is the Gist Project.
Whoop whoop, here we are.
Look at our outfits.
We're snuggy as a buggy and a ruggy.
It's
right?
true, yeah. We promised the masses that this would happen.
You'd see it. No, this is a full-length flannel, and then some.
I was picturing like floor length and comical. That actually looks like you can go in public with it.
Oh, yeah. I'm really stylish as a hockey parent.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. This, they have very long vests this season.
Oh, is that a thing?
It is now.
Oh.
I did buy one because I can't help it. I also bought...
Wait, is this like the team buys it and then everybody kind of jumps on board? Or is this like a trend amongst the hockey community?
Nope, this is through Alexandria Area Hockey Association.
Got it.
Annually, they pair up with a local business in town that embroiders clothing. So every year there's a new thing or new things, right? And then there's a new logo. Smart. There's also the traditional logo. Yeah. So this season, what is new is a big A logo, and then a long puffer vest with a hood.
What? Is this just for women?
Yes. And
I mean, can you imagine a guy in that?
No, but I did buy it. I mean, it's got snaps the whole way down.
Okay.
The zip that you can unzip from the bottom is a must.
Well,
with
yeah.
a length.
If you're going to be going down to your knees.
They have buttons on the sides. I don't know. And it was less than $100, so it met all my criteria.
Okay. That was going to be a question like, is there a brand associated with this thing?
No, not like, although, the Unreal brand's kind of popular.
It is.
But then they do a good job, and they try to have some things for like $30 or.
Okay.
Because one of the goals is you have a team sweatshirt or t-shirt or something where you all look unified.
Right.
So,
and if you want to elevate your outfit, you can put on your extra long vest.
Absolutely.
I love that you have all the things. I
can't help it.
I don't buy all the things. I'm like, you know what? That'll do.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some sports I don't buy all the things for, but hockey's the one where I do. But I'm a sucker.
They get you, don't they?
They do. They sure do. Yeah. And you and your green.
Well, this was a gift that was given to me 1.5 years ago. And I think it was one part an apology. And it's because, as we've talked about 1,000 times, that it's 0 degrees in here.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one who suffers. So this doubles as not only a warm, snuggly outfit, but also a blanket.
Oh, yeah.
And I am not shy to wear this in front of the children's friends.
No. Well, it's
or anyone,
nice.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, and I know that Dax and Monica have something similar.
Oh,
I did not buy this.
Yeah.
I did not buy this. This was not to, kind of copy anybody. This is 100% me. So it gets worn every day. The minute it's September, because then it's cold outside and it's cold inside.
Well, we'll sell it on our merch shop when we...
Good idea. Yeah. Do you want the extra long flannel or do you want the big puffy blanket shawl?
Well, that looks very nice.
Yeah, thank you.
If any of my family members are watching, Christmas ideas.
Yeah,
right?
It could be a Christmas idea. I think it has a brand, Big Blanket Co. And I'm not sponsored by it.
Oh,
so
yet.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I want to let everybody know in case there's a Fire Fest situation.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden everybody buys it and then they're like, wait a minute, this actually doesn't protect me from the 0 degree weather.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Marnie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, disclaimer, it's not 0 degrees. Feels like it.
Oh, moon. Okay, so we're going to talk about Don't Die.
Yeah, but before we do, let's do something kind of different because we are boring in a way. Like, we could talk about my next crochet project or what we're reading.
Yep.
Or who did what puzzle when.
Or what sort of food gave me gastrointestinal
distress. Upset. Yeah, exactly. But I was thinking, and I have a question that I just want to ask you, and we'll just noodle on it.
Okay.
And I want to know if you could do anything, a job, and you're good at it.
Okay.
Like, what would it be? What would you do?
So I'm not limited to where I live.
No.
Or any degree of talent.
No.
Like, I don't have to be intrinsically talented at the
No. Like, what's your dream job? And then you're good at it.
I think one of my superpowers is the ability to see people and understand, and I think also an insatiable curiosity. So I would have to say understanding and visiting people, understanding what makes them tick, and talking to people about practically anything.
Okay.
And then if I could couple that with performance, actually, let me take it back. Stand-up comedian.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, there it is. Because that's really, in order to be a good stand-up comedian, you have to notice the world around you.
Yeah.
And then you have to be able to take it and turn a phrase and entertain.
And you're doing it on stage.
Right. Which I love a good stage.
Yeah.
Nothing brings the adrenaline like a stage.
Oh, well, gosh, that's fun. That's a good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, I wanted to clarify, no talent needed. And I didn't say that I've done it. So, but that I think that would work.
Well, these are things, we probably won't even do.
No.
Just we're living our best life, right?
Okay, so right back at you.
I would be an audiobook narrator. And I've thought about this a long time.
I feel like you could actually just do that.
No. I could prove it. Give me any children's book.
Or would you just say that you're bad? Is that your way of
absolutely?
I don't think so.
Yes.
Okay.
I would gosh, I'd desperately try. So I think my dad was good at this.
Okay.
I mean, I recall him being good at this, right? Reading books to us, having different voices. This little pig said that. And then so then as an adult, I'm like, I'm going to do this for my kids because I listen to audiobooks all the time.
Yeah, of course.
No, how do they do that? I'm curious because if you're doing Little Pig Voice 1, I'm like, do Little Pig Voice 1. And then I'd read the rest of the sentence and realize that Little Pig Voice said, and I'm like, oh, wait. And then I would read the rest. I mean, it's like,
yeah,
I was constantly like, what character is saying this?
Where am I?
What did I do for that voice?
Right.
So if I could do something well, and it'd be my job, it would be that.
But if you think about it, if you didn't have to think about anything else, and all you had to really think about was when to say Little Pig 1 versus Little Pig 2.
Oh, well,
I think you could get it down.
Well, yeah, I think there's a series of highlights or underlines a person could do. So let me throw another wrench.
Okay.
Any type of accent out.
Okay.
Unless it's Minnesotan.
Well, apparently we have that down as we've
yeah.
Yes.
Roy Dotrice, I think is his name. I think he's dead. He was the audiobook narrator for Game of Thrones and is in the Guinness Book of World Records for the most voices in an audiobook, as you could imagine.
I think I remember you telling me about this and that he did but his pronunciation was very interesting.
It was.
How did he pronounce?
Varies?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that. Or
I thought it was.
That's exactly it. So then he spoke in sentences like with that slobber kind of, yeah, it was slithery. He did a good job,
right.
And then he was also Cersei, right?
Oh.
And then he was Ned. He was Arya. He was every character.
To be honest with you, I haven't heard that.
So if I've never talked in an accent because I'm really not good at it. Period. Full stop. So yeah.
But can we practice maybe? I mean, if for anybody who's listening and knowing that there's a couple of dreams out there, one being audiobook narrator, I think we could use this as a practice ground.
Well, and the second being a comedian. So once you stand up on that stage, you let me know.
Okay.
And I'll get up there.
Again, I think this could be creative. This is the unlock we were looking for, right?
Well, if we actually follow maybe some of Brian's things, we'll have plenty of time.
That's a great segue.
Yeah.
Great segue. So don't die.
Yeah. This was our documentary on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
This came out in 2025, and it is about like recent events,
Right?
Like recent times. Now, what did you see as your like tile, and what was your first impression there?
So I looked at it, and I saw two effeminate men.
No.
I took a picture of it because I thought to myself, surely this is not that old, and it hasn't had time to go out of rotation or in rotation. So I saw two men, effeminate men, or at least from the looks of it. And that's not with judgment. That's just like, it was a little pastel. It was a little effeminate, both shirtless, staring at something.
Okay.
And what did you see?
A dude in a tanning bed.
Really?
Well, it turns out it wasn't a tanning bed, but that's what it looked like. One guy with tanning bed goggles is the best way I can describe it.
Mm-hmm.
And the lights above his head, so I can only assume he's laying down with these goggles on, and lights above a head, similar to a tanning bed.
Okay.
But it's called Don't Die. So then I thought, is this something about a health fad? Is this a terminal illness person?
Right.
What are we dealing with?
What are these lights for?
Yeah.
Okay. And did you know about this scenario or this guy at all?
I did not think that I did until we get to his pill regimen. And then I realized, oh my God, I heard him do an interview with the Diary of a CEO guy.
Oh, yep. I know him.
Yeah. So I heard this Brian on that podcast and thought, that is a lot of pills.
It sure is. And isn't the 50 pills just in the morning too? I mean, I didn't write everything down, and there's no possible way. I mean, that's what you can look online for. There's too much to write.
Yes.
But like in the morning.
During the interview, I thought he had said about 120 pills a day.
This matches my understanding as well.
Yeah. So really quick, this is about Brian Johnson. He's a 45-year-old millionaire, and he is into this longevity health, to say the least.
Yes.
And this documentary goes into his daily routine, a little bit of background on him.
And I would also say it shines a light on the world's fascination with health, wellness, and at what point is it an obsession versus consciousness?
Yeah.
At what point is it, prevention versus narcissism? Like a lot of fine lines and a lot of threading the needle, as they say, right? Because this guy, to your point, made his millions, so he doesn't necessarily have to work.
No.
And his life's work now is, how does he reverse aging?
Yeah.
Through these series of regimens, pills, therapies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah.
So, and then at the end, it is, and what is the mental health impact, and what does this mean for society, essentially?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's necessarily a public service announcement. I'm not quite sure what the purpose was, other than maybe
interest.
Right.
I mean, I found it interesting. Him.
Well, right.
And this idea, I don't know. What would you do if you're living that long?
Do you want to?
What's the goal? No, I don't.
I don't either.
I don't think I do.
I really don't. Like, what's the age you're like, okay, if I get to this, all right, great. And is there any expiration point that you're like, please not this?
Yeah. It's almost like not even an age. what level of debilitation.
Right.
And it's like when you can't get to the bathroom independently and clean yourself up independently is about where I'm like, ugh, I don't know that that's necessarily where I'd want to be.
Same.
I mean, I would never take myself out, but
no,
I don't know.
I mean, we could just
go walk in the lake.
Dot that because I mean, there's also euthanasia that people look into, and isn't it legal in Oregon?
We'll watch a documentary.
We will,
for sure.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. We'll find it where
we just haven't done it yet.
Palliative care, or when people know they're terminal, they want to go out on their own terms. Like,
yes,
we could go down a lot of rabbit holes.
Yeah,
but this guy's trying to do the opposite. He's basically saying, I want to live forever, essentially. And one of the reasons being to spend as much time with his son, Talmadge.
That's one reason. Yeah. It looks like, let's just back up a tiny bit. Brian was born to a Mormon family in the Mormon church. And I will be honest, I don't know a lot of background there, but I do know, and he said it, when you leave the church, you leave the church. It's like, disowned.
Yeah.
In a way, it seems like, right?
Yes.
So he had kids at a young age, right?
I want to say 22, 24.
Yeah. So
yeah.
He and his partner or spouse, I think they were married.
I think they were married.
3 kiddos in this Mormon church. And what I feel like Talmadge was around 9. And I don't know what order of birth he was in.
I think he was the firstborn.
And Brian had a very successful job, too much stress. He was an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah. So his Braintree acquired Venmo, and then they must have sold.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can only imagine the wealth. I mean, we all know Venmo. Like, of all of the tech companies we've talked about, I know about Venmo.
I do too. And I use it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what he did filled a gap in the market. Then he acquired an even more successful startup and made it huge.
Yeah.
But it brought him no joy. And I can only imagine that this Mormon church, I mean, they brought it up, but they didn't necessarily signal dysfunction within the church. But he kind of alluded to it not serving him, because he said that while he was living his life and supposedly happy in this successful career, at points after going, it was Temple. They called it Temple. Did you know they called it Temple?
And of course, I didn't know that, but
I didn't know that either. So after going to Temple, he would then lay down all day.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. And his kids would just kind of, well, that's what Dad does now.
Oh, right. I mean, but I can think of days where I just wanted to lay in bed.
Yeah.
That didn't mean that.
Call it Monday.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it's like, I just don't feel like it today, whether or not you're a tech entrepreneur or not.
Yeah.
But this guy, he wasn't happy. So now that he had all this wealth, I think he said in the order, it was like sold company, got divorced, moved out west.
And then he starts this health journey, and Talmadge comes to live with him.
Yeah, but not for long. It was just within the last year. Can you imagine your senior year, and that's when you uproot your life and go? I mean, he must have needed some sort of change.
And it sounded like that too. It sounded like there was a leaving the church kind of bond between father-son there too. So he gets and develops this great relationship with his son. And that is a big factor for why he wants to live this long.
Do you think maybe it was a tad unhealthy?
The relationship?
Yeah.
Was different.
Okay. That's a good way to,
I don't know
to anchor
where to cross that line of unhealthy.
I don't know.
Just seemed odd.
It was very insular, right? So he comes and he moves in, and he lives this life that is so regimented. And this is something that, like, I honestly gave some thought as we were watching. It was like, I'm not going to judge this guy, because to some degree, we're all somewhat guilty of wanting to look better, feel better, try any tincture or routine. I mean, sunlight, sauna, cold plunge. We've all done it. And journal. And I think we did check that off our list, right?
Yes,
like
we did.
Those are that's underway. But so like you can't necessarily judge the guy, but he's to an extreme that you really can't enjoy much of a social life. So now you've got this kid who's technically a minor, but he's old enough to make his own decisions. So they're doing this thing together, and only the two of them, it seems. And Kate.
Is Kate doing it, or does Kate just go along for the ride?
I think she goes along for the ride. I'm sure that she probably doesn't bring McDonald's into the house. So I don't think Kate participates in like the 100,000 pill regimen.
I didn't. The only time I saw her with pills is when she was putting them in the containers, like his home health nurse.
Did it bring back memories?
Yeah. Oh boy. That's a different podcast. Wow.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, I like you, I thought there were so many times where I'm like, what the? Or let me roll my eyes. But then they kept going back to all those haters.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be them.
No.
I don't want to make fun of him.
No.
But also seems very unattainable for us, for people we know, for many, many people out there, for people who don't have a couple $1 million to spare
a year.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't realize, or I should have known, how many needles are required to reverse aging.
Quite a few.
Right?
And did he do Botox or sculpture?
Yes.
Okay, so please.
Yeah, this is not just for altruistic, like, how do we reverse aging so that we avoid things?
Yeah, so that to me, I thought, which I'm not against Botox or any of the things, but that's like, I guess, reversing aging in a way, but it seems like it's like a cheat.
I mean, you mean Botox?
Yes.
Well, then I'm guilty because it's like...
but you're not trying to reverse your chronological age.
Correct.
How would that help? Reverse your chronological age.
It doesn't. It doesn't at all.
Just the way you look.
Yep. And pure vanity. Pure vanity. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, as I age, there are some things within my control. And as far as I'm concerned, it's like, I feel fortunate that I can do this, thus I will.
Well, and yes, no judgment on the actual Botox or injections, but I thought, okay, well,
did you see his head getting stabbed? What was that for?
Hair growth.
Well, but then he also had the hat with the hair lights.
I believe he also maybe took a pill for hair growth too,
which I'm about to start.
So, fun. Well,
I know. Don't worry. When I start to look like Rapunzel, everybody's going to say, did you get a new guest speaker on your podcast, Moon? Who's that?
Well, he did talk a little bit about your organs age differently, independent from each other, which I thought, okay, I'll... Sure. But right, so then your skin ages differently. I mean, he is an experiment of one, a study of one, I feel like.
Yeah.
Which is not evidence-based. Like anything he produces can't be
replicated.
A claim.
Well, I couldn't help but think of you watching. So a part of what I love about this is thinking about your reaction to whatever is happening. And as a clinician who knows that when you introduce more than one variable at a time, the study can be just thrown out the window.
One of the doctors did say that.
Yes.
One of the doctors was like, which of the 150 supplements might be working?
Exactly.
Because that was when we were talking about rifampin or rapamycin.
Yes.
That isn't... Okay, so we're going to suppress your immune system for possible longevity. I didn't know that was a really good idea.
I can't imagine it would be unless you are living in a highly controlled, zero engagement bubble.
Which he was until he wasn't.
Right.
I mean, so we're introduced to him. He tells us he wakes up at he goes to bed every night at the same time.
Yep. Without fail.
We're having a party because we have 30 days of perfect sleep. So go to bed at 8:30 p.m., try to get 8.5 hours of sleep.
Which I can't argue with.
I'm not going to argue with that either. That sounds dreamy.
Yeah, it really does.
Gets up at 4:30.
That doesn't.
No. Has a light for the sun. We know we got to be facing the sun in the morning.
Exactly. Thank you, Andrew.
Yes, that we're not doing. Takes only 3 pills at that time. Takes his temperature. And then goes and proceeds to go on with his day. So this is eating. Let's see.
Well, before we go there, though, we have to remember he takes the green monster.
Yeah. Well, he does first. Special light to mimic sun exposure. 3 pills. Body temp with ear. HRV therapy. This is electrodes in ears. This stimulates autonomic systems. So like chills your body out. Then he takes 54 pills with his green giant.
Okay. There it is.
The cap for hair growth. Then he works out for 1 hour. Eat a couple of pounds of vegetables with 1 tablespoon dark chocolate. High frequency.
I missed that part. And also, did it show salt in there or any sort of additive that would make a couple pounds of vegetables
It's
desirable?
the dark chocolate.
Ew.
It adds a little bit of excitement. That's what he said on that podcast.
Oh my gosh, I missed that. Okay.
High-frequency electromagnetic stimulation on his abdomen, 12 minutes of red light therapy, audio therapy, last meals before 11 a.m., 34 more pills.
Hold on. So this is 11 o'clock and he's done eating. So he eats basically from 6 until 11.
I don't know if it was last meals of the day or last before 11.
Okay.
And then he, so that is his rigid morning, I believe.
Okay.
That's his morning routine. And then this is where his day becomes variable.
Okay.
He does have protocols through the day, but they're more variable. It seemed like.
Well, he would need to in order to jet off to go get his hormone therapy or to get his head injected or his face. I think he did the vampire facial. I think, what is that called? It'll escape me. It's when they take your plasma and put it back in your face.
Yeah.
I hear it works tremendously well for aging and dark coloring. However, I mean, like he has to allow for some sort of flex.
Yes.
For all of these range of activities and treatments.
Because he did do the plasma with his son and with his dad.
Yes. So the idea there was you can provide younger fluids to an older adult. So Talmadge gave it to Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Brian gave it to his dad.
I was a little turned off from the mouse graphic that they sewed the mice together and put their vascular systems together.
That's sick.
I did think the same thing there. I was like,
I don't want to see that.
It was just like, who the fuck thought of that?
Well, I mean, that gets into almost the human centipede. And did you ever see that movie, Human Centipede?
No, that's one I won't watch.
Fair enough.
What happens to the younger mouse?
Well, it starts to die off, I would assume.
So that's something that, like, and I obviously Talmadge won't start to die off because he's donating plasma. He's not getting it from his grandpa, but I was just like,
So
there's a lot in here that I thought, gosh, this really isn't for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Number one, I think there are a lot of animal studies that I don't ever want to know about. And I never want to see.
Right.
And I never thought that sewing 2 mice together would be a thing. And I wish I wouldn't have seen that also. Giving plasma to each other, not my cup of tea, but I get it. Fine.
Well, and I do feel like this is a thing. PRP.
Oh, yeah. PRP is the facial too.
Yes. So that is it has to do with, like you say, you give your own plasma. Maybe. I don't know. They do this PRP injections for knee pain, spine pain.
Okay.
I just don't know much about it and I don't go into it. I do try to stay evidence-based and I'll just admit I haven't looked it up.
I would imagine that not many people have looked into that unless you're into this field, which Brian is. But then, to your point about the experts involved in the show, like, we'd be remiss to not bring to attention the fact that he's one of one, and with the money he can do all of these procedures. However, the academics in which they could perhaps test these on a smaller scale to see what part of this regimen would actually have an impact. But then you're like really slicing a small pie even smaller, and the scale probably wouldn't expand. I don't know. Like, so it's kind of a rock and a hard place, because which of the parts of the regimen would you take forward, right?
Yeah.
And then of that, how do you make sure that you have enough of the sample size, and will it matter? And then I just get tired thinking about it, and I'd rather just read a book.
I'll be honest, I was surprised there were so many longevity experts out there.
Yes.
Which obviously there would be. This is something I thought we are inevitably aging, whether we want to or not.
Yeah.
And our choices, such as diet, exercise, risk factors are there.
Right.
And some we can control and some we can't control. So maybe don't smoke cigarettes, but I used to tell patients a lot, there are things you can try to do to lower your cholesterol, but you can't out diet or out exercise bad genetics. Not necessarily bad genetics. You just can't out exercise your genes.
Right. Yeah. We're just like we talked about our beautiful hairlines.
Yes. Yeah.
This is what we're born with.
Yeah.
Right.
But maybe it turns out there's actually people trying to out exercise their genes in a way. I mean, he did do genetic therapy, which is a big.
All the way down in Honduras. Can we talk about, so.
Which is also where that submarine. That's where the subs happened too. I wonder if it was at Prospera.
I think that maybe we should.
There's no rules there.
We should take a visit. Well, go on down. First of all, Roatan is a beautiful area.
It looks like
great diving there.
Yeah.
And apparently you can just set up some sort of tech company without any rules. So we had, was it Mick and Walter?
Mac.
Okay, Mac and Walter. And he had glasses on, and he also had the granny string. I thought to myself, what is that called? And I couldn't think of it.
No.
But it was like with beads. And I thought, I don't even think my mom has that.
I thought he's done a great job with genetic therapy because he's like 14.
That's a great point.
He's a baby child.
He was a baby child, but he was a baby child that looked like he was like a wise old owl, kind of like. But
I think
you're right.
Glasses didn't fool me.
Okay.
Yeah, that changed. No, you didn't get. I was like, what the? Okay, these are young kids. Who I feel like were YouTube stars yesterday, and were like, smash like and subscribe. Let's go to Prospera.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, but they're doing it.
It worked. And also Brian said 100 years is not going to be enough. That to me is kind of wackadoodle. I mean, I want to acquire as much knowledge, like you asked in the beginning, what do I want to do? I love learning. I love experiencing. I love all the things. But at some point you just get tired and it's like, that's enough.
Yeah.
Right. And I guess on one hand, you want to enjoy it as much as possible. Thank you, Walter and Mac, for the 7% muscle mass increase that was as a result.
Awesome.
It is pretty awesome, but like traveling all the way to Roatan, do you need 7% more muscle? What do we really need that for?
Maybe people do. I mean, as you degenerate, maybe. But that's again like, okay, how much of it's just like I see so many people who are old and in pain.
Yeah.
And they're past the point. And it's like, I understand his concept. I think he wants to live longer, but maybe be able to help people to do that too. But it would be like Oh, I've got a great idea for you, sir. I'd like you to just go ahead and buy this light, stand in front of it for 20 minutes, take your temp for 120 pills a day.
Yeah.
I would never be able to take that.
No.
And you only need to eat 4 pounds of vegetables. You can have a tablespoon of dark chocolate with it. I mean, these things don't go outside if the UV is higher than blank.
Right. That's usually Piper's cue for when she does want to go outside. Like,
too.
Oh my gosh, the UV is amazing.
Sure.
Right.
But I mean, and those are everything he's doing, I get it. But everything he's doing really doesn't translate right now to the populace.
To realism. Well, and I mean, not for nothing. Once you proceed with some of these procedures, there's no going back.
Yeah.
So in the case of our friend's baby man, was he Mac or Walter?
I'm going to call him Matt.
Okay.
Walter. He was Walter.
Okay, so baby man Walter
Yeah.
and Mac, their was it genome? I don't know. Whatever they were doing,
Mm-hmm.
it can't be reversed. They're changing his DNA.
They're actually saying, though, they have created the DNA that they injected. Okay, the genetic component they injected into him does not change his DNA. In fact, there is a kill switch.
I wrote down kill switch also, but I mean,
I'll just somebody else watch it and let us know. So written down, I have the follistatin gene therapy.
oh, okay.
It's injected into fat cells. This doesn't integrate into the genome.
Oh,
It can be reversed.
so did I must have been thinking about something else then.
Generally, when you're doing genetics, you're changing DNA.
I mean, how many people are doing this?
One for sure.
Well, of that we know of.
That
You're
we
right.
know of, yes.
On our radar.
Yeah. But I guess I don't know if that's going beyond his fat cells or if, I don't know. And which seems a little scary. Like, you're
Yeah.
going to inject things into your body, question mark. I mean, like, what's going to happen? We'll see.
And that's where I have to look in the mirror. I inject things that technically paralyze the muscles in my face.
Yeah.
Therefore, I cannot show my extreme disappointment when Jeff eats protein balls in bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so we do these things knowing there could be significant risk, but yet I do it because I'm like, well, I know it kind of works. In his case, it's still pretty experimental.
Yeah.
And so he's wildly trusting.
Yeah.
Also, I think that, so we come back to, this is a risk taker.
Yep.
He takes a ton of risk with the intent to preserve, which is a very weird profile for us. We haven't had
That's true.
a preservist
Yes.
risk taker.
Exactly. Because there are some, which I thought there are mean people out there that are like, I hope he gets run over by a bus.
Yeah, they were
Okay,
really
so
cool.
like, let him do his thing.
Right.
I mean, he's not harming us.
Not at all.
He's got the finances. He's not using our taxpayer dollars. So go ahead and try this shit. There just really isn't a scientific way to make what he's doing evidence-based. There might be some good coming out of it someday, and these longevity experts might find, something here or something there. But man, it's really, really hard to say, yep, this 100 milligrams of blank gave you 40 years of life. I mean, how do you do
I think
that?
Where the haters came in was somewhere between Brian starting this regimen and seeing results.
Mhm.
And we saw it, right? Like, you saw him go from a tired, kind of paunchy looking person.
Yes, he was really round-faced. Yeah.
I think there was a ton of inflammation, probably a lot of stress, like
Mhm.
name anything. So the change was clear. The problem, I think, came in that he was able to make these changes. Then he went to market sharing it. And then and then kind of like got a discount or got some kickback for each little part of his regimen. So it was like, buy this supplement, do this, do this. Every single thing had a link with an affiliate where all of a sudden people who wanted to espouse to whatever he was saying did so at a premium, and he gained from it. And I think that's where people were like, hold on a minute. So just because you put this out here and you can't prove it, but you're kind of getting everybody to buy into it, like that's where he got some hate. And I'm sure a part of it was jealousy. And then the other part was like, oh yeah, it's so easy because you're rich. But here you and I are sitting here going, you do you, man.
Well,
right?
It's like, I think I understand that in a way. But the one product he is trying to do is Blueprint.
Right.
And then Blueprint created an extra virgin olive oil. Like, why is that the first thing? Which is, okay, there's a reason, I'm sure. So that was his sell.
Yep.
And then, yes, his social media has a lot of links.
Mm-hmm.
And if people click on it, you do get money off. But that's like any influencer.
I was going to say, like, this guy
is not that works.
Right.
And it's like, I mean, I'm sure people right now would love a link to the flannel, to
the flannel
company. Yeah.
Or to Big Fat Blanket Co. or whatever this is. I'm sure. Yeah. We'll put it down there in the show notes.
That's easier for your viewers and consumers. Ashley Vance was a journalist who's been following him for a really, really long time.
And he went from like kind of supporting him to trying hard to keep a straight face.
Well, I think that he said, I don't think he genuinely did this to scam or make money.
No.
Or he's like, I don't think that was the intention of all those Amazon links.
I don't think so either.
And I don't either. I just I'm kind of with Ashley. He's like, yeah, just let this dude genuinely is trying to like do this to improve himself.
I mean, the ultimate kind of test, right? Like I would have failed 30 days in. Even
not even 30.
Clean eating 30 or
Whole 30.
Whole 30. Remember when we did that?
And we did succeed at that.
We did
once.
But it didn't, I mean, I don't want to give up corn for the rest of my life. And, you know, there are just some things, but to those who have found solace in removing gluten or other inflammatory things, like go for it. I think at the end of the day, he's trying to do this. I think trying to prove a point or justify it is a little out of his wheelhouse. And that's where the scholars are like, you're not able to do that. But in absence of it, like do the thing. And also I think where I had some trouble with this dude is he became super isolated, and he did lock on to Talmadge in a sense. And this is where I think from our last conversation where we were talking about being parents to seniors, he was really struggling with that. And we can empathize, right?
Oh, like, yes, he had the countdown. Yeah. 150 days until you leave for college. Now, I don't have a countdown.
I was going to ask you, do you have a countdown?
No, Lucy asked how many days. I said, I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Should we start a countdown?
We should probably start one.
Okay. I'm going to add that to our list of things to do. A countdown.
Yeah, I agree. But it seemed like Talmadge wanted to hang out with him.
He did. Yeah, for sure.
And wanted that relationship. So it worked well for both of them. But there was that awkward moment in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And he just kept staring. And I was like, oh, I'm a little uncomfortable as the viewer. I'm just going to,
avert my eye.
Yeah. Like, okay.
Was it when they were stretching? When they were doing the splits?
Nope. That was different.
Okay. Because that was near the kitchen.
Yeah. This is, Brian was like, so this is this is a letting go for me, but this is a new beginning for you.
Yeah.
And then silence.
Right.
Silence. I mean, I don't know, which it's so true.
Well, he's an 18-year-old, 17, 18-year-old boy. I see Addison and I'm like, he can't wait to get out of here. No matter how much they love us, they want to go.
Well, yeah, it's like read the room. Like if I tried to hold eye contact with Lucy for that long and just get what from it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. What did he want him to not go? We don't want that either.
No, and I don't think he wanted it. I don't know.
it was awkward.
I feel like, so then he went off to college.
To U Chicago, which, by the way, that's not an insignificant school. That's a school that's really hard to get into.
Yeah.
So Talmadge must be pretty smart.
And then they've got now these Don't Die clubs.
There it is.
Cults.
Yeah. I was worried about Brian. Yes, he was fine about it being called a cult. But
Yeah.
I think he outed himself. I was worried about Brian, though, in the sense that with Talmadge gone, that he would start to become isolated, because
even more.
This is already a tremendously isolating regime. I keep saying regimen.
Yeah.
And lifestyle. And then to take Talmadge out of it, and then he tried dating. I would imagine that's going to take a special someone.
He shouldn't probably lead with 10 reasons I'm a bad idea.
You're right.
That's save that for the second date.
You're right.
Yeah.
Or at the altar.
Yeah. If you want some dating advice from some old married hags.
Yeah. You don't know where to find it.
That. Yeah.
God.
No, I thought it was a really interesting documentary. I could see why, yeah, he would be easy to pick on, but overall, I think this guy is just like trying to do him, and he's got the money to do it.
That's just it. And also, if he does find things that work, I might listen, or I might want to try it too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of scientists actually following him, and to kind of see. So maybe there is that thing.
Right.
That is helpful. I mean, I wouldn't discredit him. I hope he does not get run over by a bus. I'm really kind of curious now.
Right.
To see how long he can do this.
Well, and hopefully his new cult that he started.
Yes.
Like you mentioned, with the Don't Die hikes. I thought that was actually a really good mental health opportunity for him to reach out and say, I actually do want a community.
Yeah.
And I like that people are going after it. They may not be full throttle blueprinters,
right?
But to take some of the learnings, that's to get enough sleep.
That's the thing too. Maybe he's one of those people, he didn't quite say it, but maybe he's one of those, if I could help just one person,
right,
I've done my job.
And maybe unlike cults, he's not going to expect people to stab him or hold snakes, or
we'll see. I mean, this is just starting.
Exactly. Like, we may see more of Brian Johnson.
We might.
We certainly will, because he's not going to die.
Exactly. Yeah.
So when we're in the nursing home wherein we are living our Golden Girls age, and he's effectively 18, we'll know.
Yep. We'll know.
But you won't be able to tell that I'm scowling, because hopefully I'll have enough Botox.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Or just like this. That sounds like a bad idea.
And your neck and below is so old.
Oh, yeah.
But your face will look great.
Oh, but you don't know. Like, I actually started in my neck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you're done. Yeah.
Down here, everything's just going to be age spotty and wrinkled to hell. But, I'll be covered anyways. Look at this big blanket.
Yes. You'll wear that in the home.
It all ties together. Well, I mean, I guess anything you'd throw on a shirt in honor of our friend Brian?
Sure. Yeah. Why am I crying in Target?
That was mine too. I love it. It's so true.
It's so true.
Why am I crying in Target?
One. He also did say that, I thought this was a fun line. Removing my mind has been the best thing I've ever done in my life. I mean, he was a little bit, when they were in Target, sorry, I know we were wrapping up, but Talmadge said something about the emotions thing.
What do you mean?
I feel like at times Brian seemed somewhat emotionless or monotonous.
Yes.
And then Talmadge had said something in a Target about, that's like your emotions thing, Dad. Or something. And it made me think, gosh, I wonder if he tries not to swing up or down too much, and if he wants to stay
even keeled,
somewhat emotionless.
Well, you wonder.
And then he's crying in Target.
You wonder sometimes, though, if, like, when you are super focused on, and to our friend Amy Wilson, who requested the bodybuilding picture.
Oh, yeah.
I see you, Amy. I see you.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring this up is I can recall that when I was deep in that lifestyle and I was really close to being stage ready, when you are that focused, it does allow your mind to free up in ways that I didn't think was possible. So I was not worrying about a lot of things that I couldn't control. I was really focused on the things that I could.
Yeah.
And in a way that felt really positive. So I could argue that Brian's situation here was, like in his own way, he is able to honor the emotions that he has, but maybe not sink into them.
Yeah.
And eat gummy worms and fruit snacks.
Right.
Eat his feelings away.
Yep. Not an option.
It is not an option. So you're right. I do love Why Am I Crying in Target? I also wrote Eat the Rich because somebody put that in one of the hater threads. And I actually don't believe that in terms of eating Brian.
Yeah.
But I mean, it reminded me of something that when I was 16, I probably would have said that.
Yeah.
And angry. So
yeah,
there it is.
There we go.
And by the way, Brian has reversed his aging to 0.64. So I guess.
Which is pretty incredible.
It is. I mean.
Yeah. For every 12 months, he ages 6 months.
Yeah. So when we are 80, he'll only be like
He'll
60.
be less than.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Less than us.
Less than that.
Oh, well, Moon.
Yeah.
Should we do it again?
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. Well, see you later.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. Well, there you have it. You may have picked up on a fact or two.
Or just convinced yourself you did.
Either way, that's the GIST Project. Never educational, but always entertaining.